Oh, just watched episode 2 of Star Trek Lower Decks, and I am glad to report that balance has been restored. We have once again reached equilibrium because, like, all is back to normal in the world because the absolute piece of crap that I expected this show to be in episode 1, episode 2 did. Like, literally episode 2 showed that the parts, what I actually liked and was positive and gave positive aspects to in episode 1. Episode 2 literally invalidated all the positive aspects I tried to give this goddamn show. It said, like, wait a minute. This episode 2 went, wait a minute, you actually thought we had any goddamn clue about the characters, concepts, and ideas, and that we were going to actually do any of them? It's not that it was wasted potential. It was an absolute fluke. Because, there's just so much to cover on this. The aspects of the characters that I liked, okay? In episode 2, and I am pretty damn sure it's going to continue on for the rest of the show, was it's literally not even an aspect of the characters anymore. Like, Rutherford being part cyborg is irrelevant. They're not even gonna. He didn't even have to have it that his implants are new because they're not gonna do anything with it anyway. Tendi and Rutherford. I thought it was gonna be about these 4 main characters. It's not. Rutherford and Tendi are secondary characters of the 4. This show's basically going to be mainly about Boimler and Mariner. Oh, then we have Mariner. Okay, Mariner went from being this experienced, overqualified ensign to being a walking Deus Ex Machina. Because they established that she has a little bit more experience and she's been to other planets, she now has the experience, knowledge of Picard, Kirk, Sisko, Janeway combined. She's got more knowledge, and this show, this episode, I get to the end of the episode, she has. Not only was she friends with Corinne, I think that's how you pronounce it, Corinne, right? She did gray ops with this guy. And then at the end, she has this Ferengi friend who owes her one. What? Like, I understand that they're using it for the joke, but they're circling it with so much stupid to even make it. It's not even it's okay. I've isolated the problem, the biggest problem with this show. The show sucks every time they try to be funny. Okay? Because the problem with the humor and humor is subjective, blah, blah, blah. I'll deal with that later. But here's the problem with the humor in this show. It's not that it's lowbrow or for the lowest common denominator, or it's not even that it's simplistic. Kind of. It's the fact that it's minimal effort, bare minimum type humor. That's what it is. It's whatever initial idea they had. They went through it once, went, yeah, good, well, and they went with it. It's not like they had an idea and went, oh, this is pretty good. What can we do with it? No. The humor in this show isn't, let's take an interesting idea and work with it. No, let's just take an interesting idea and that's it, and that's the funny. Like, a perfect example is in the very beginning with that energy creature, okay? Here's the joke of that entire scene. Okay? Mariner wanted the latest in the equivalent of the latest iPhone. She wanted the new tricorder with the purple stripe. That was the joke. That was the joke. And because as soon as that energy creature said, I can grant wishes, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to be the cold opening for the show. That, Mariner is going to wish for God knows what, and she's going to be like, whatever. No. Mariner, who's so goddamn experienced, so conniving, con artist, wheeling, dealing, she basically got a genie in a bottle. Well, before she puts it in the bottle, right? Has a genie and goes, oh, give me the latest tricorder with the purple stripe and the battery. What? And here's all the stupid that surrounded that scene just to make that joke. The creature is of infinite power, whatever, but gets body tackled by Mariner and can't escape. I will destroy you. Well, do something. No. Apparently, when it's hugged by a human, its power is rendered useless. Then it says I can create air molecules into anything. But then when it creates the tricorder, it's of its own. It literally used its own essence, its own energy, to create the tricorder to the point where it's a little. And it was like, how dangerous is this thing? I'm not trying to take this show seriously, and I'm not trying to tear it apart because it's supposed to be a comedy. I'm establishing it's like the level of stupid that's necessary to even find. Because again, all the joke was she wanted a tricorder. As you could, as soon as he had said I can grant wishes, I'm thinking like 1,000 different possible story plot ideas. What does this show get? And I don't mean like story plot idea, but I mean like humorous things that they could have done to be comedic aspects. The show goes to the most simplistic, bare effort type of humor. Like when Boimler gets meets that blue creature, right? And it's like the translation of what he says was like, like that's the joke, boy. These are the jokes, boys and girls. The humor of this show is the equivalent. Here, pull my finger. That's the humor. It's not even toilet bowl humor. At least toilet bowl humor, you gotta put some effort into it just to at least get a groan out of it. And then we have, okay, here's why I'm disliking Mariner so goddamn much. How did she, okay, so she ended up being on Shadow Ops with Corinne, right? The show even references, because Boimler goes, when did you have this opportunity? You're the same age as I am. The show is literally referencing how it doesn't even make sense for them to have it that Mariner was actually doing Shadow Ops with Corinne. Like, the show was literally even referencing the fact that it doesn't make sense for her to be able to do this, but they're gonna go with it anyway. And then at the end, she has a Ferengi friend who owes her one. What? Like you pretty much knew that the Ferengi was there, and that, like, I assumed that Mariner was just pretending not to know what a Ferengi was, just so that she can have, Boimler feel good about himself and want to stay, on in Starfleet. But then it's like, no, not only did she pretend that, no, she was somehow able to set this up. Again, I know it's a cartoon, and I know it's supposed to be simplistic. It's like trying to analyze and take seriously, the Justice Friends from like the 60s. I get it. But if the jokes at least worked, I would be able to ignore, and I go, okay, fine, whatever. Yes, it's stupid, but the joke was funny. The situation was humorous. The result was, good. But because there's no joke, there's no... I actually had hopes for this. I actually was willing to give this show a chance because I really miss not having, a weekly show to make fun of and tear apart. But yeah, this if episode 3 is going to be, if the further episodes are going to be as dumb, again, at least with episode 1, it was hyperactive, it was over the top, it was ridiculous, it was just, this was just, and again, it was more, then we get all the other Star Trek references with the shapeshifter, oh god, I can't remember the name of the creature that tried to seduce Boimler and was like, these are all Star Trek these are all cliche Star Trek story points. But again, who's this for? The fake Star Trek fan, non-Star Trek fans aren't going to get the reference. The actual Star Trek fans are going to get the reference, but they're not going to, just going to go, oh, okay, I understand that reference. They're not going to notice any humor of it. Because I guess the show was just trying to poke fun at the ridiculousness of Star Trek cliches. Except here's the problem. We already know that. We already know it's corny. We already know it's cliche. But they took that idea and actually made a story out of it. This show is just taking the cliche and running... I'm just glad that this show is what I actually expected it was going to be, and I can go on about the people who like this show, but I'm done. I put enough effort into this. I might actually watch episode 3. This show is done. I'm out of here. See ya.